Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining yet another episode on the Aldo Moto YouTube channel. So today is Christmas Eve. So we're in lockdown in the UK. We're in tier 4 in London, which means we're not having family over for Christmas, and it's all getting a bit difficult. So I thought, let's go out with something positive. Let's look at the best videos, the best films that we could get together to shows motorcycles, either in clips or the whole film is about motorcycles. And there are some on this list that I haven't seen, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. So I'm going to hopefully just get over this Christmas period with a small amount of family that we get to speak to on Zoom, and then just an array of motorcycle videos. So this is my top 10, so I've ranked them in order from their IMDB score and their Rotten Tomatoes score. So we'll see if you've seen them. If there are any that I've missed, please feel free to comment below and give me any of your suggestions. I'd be highly, highly grateful, so we can get through this holiday period unscathed and happy and distracted by the best motorcycle films for Christmas. So first up, with an IMDb score of 6.1, 57% on Rotten Tomatoes, it's Mission Impossible 2. So we all know celebrities like their motorbikes, and we know that Tom Cruise loves his motorbikes. And this is one of probably the first bikes that I saw on TV, which I thought that looks very, very cool. And we know that Tom Cruise plays Tom Cruise in most of his movies, but he's forgiven in this film for putting on a great motorcycle chase on the Triumph Speed Triple as he fights the biological weapon Chimera, directed by John Woo. The film is full of great action clips, and what it lacks in script makes up for in some action scenes. Tron from 2010 with an IMDb score of 6.8 and 51% on Rotten Tomatoes. I spoke about this scene with the British motorbiker in one of my interviews earlier in the year, and a hugely inspirational piece of film for him, with an amazing Daft Punk soundtrack that sees Sam, the son, ride his Ducati Sport 1000 through the tunnel, past the police, jumping off the highway, and this sets the scene for the e-bike style contests that come up and are littered throughout the film. A variety of two-wheel chases. A must-see for any Tron fans, and the film fittingly ends with a Ducati and the girl riding off into the sunset. Matrix Reloaded from 2003. So we know also Keanu Reeves loves his motorbikes. Not only does he love them and collect them, he's got his own brand as well. So it's no surprise that he kept the Ducati that featured in The Matrix Reloaded, where Carrie-Anne Moss jumps off the Ducati delivery truck to continue the fight for the human race. I personally got a bit lost after Matrix 1, but after seeing this clip and doing this research, I think I'm going to revisit the Matrix series over the Christmas period. One of my favourites of Kiefer Sutherland is The Lost Boys from 1987, IMDb score of 7.3, 76% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's that cool sort of cult genre of horror/comedy about a family that moves to a small town in California, and soon the two boys are sucked into a mysterious world of bikers, vampires, and vampire hunters. So if that sounds like your thing, this might be a good one to watch. One motorcycle film which always comes top but is not topped by the score is Easy Rider from 1969. The 1969 indie film holds a key place in film history despite the many independent films that came before it, and was actually the first indie film to actually make money, quickly becoming what many now consider as the most successful indie films of all time, costing only $380,000 to make. One of the comments says about between poorly focused shots, leaden flares and light leaks, the movie left some viewers dubious about its reception, but the movie quickly went on to become a cult classic and gross more than $60 million worldwide. Another Tom Cruise one, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation from 2015. In the first 4 Mission Impossible movies, Tom Cruise made it a priority to perform the majority of his stunts, but this I think is the first one where he performed all the stunts during the film, and this time on a blacked out BMW S1000 RR superbike really steals the show. Codenamed the K46, these sleek motorbikes are made by BMW Motorrad and powered by a 999C inline 4 engine that redlines at around 14,000 RPM. Probably one of my favourite films, if not my favourite Bond film, is Skyfall from 2012. So the many James Bond films that you could have had in this list, with the likes of the XT500 in the snow for Your Eyes Only, or the turbocharged Yamaha XJ650 in Never Say Never Again. But the best scene to date has to be Daniel Craig at the start of Skyfall racing along the rooftops against a Honda CRF 250R. Potentially my favourite Bond film and potentially my favourite motorbike chase in this list. Most people's favourite, I'm going to guess, is The Great Escape, 1963, and a bit of a Christmas classic to watch. A 2006 poll put this film top of all male viewers for Christmas and an all-time family favourite. The iconic jump over the fence on the Triumph dressed to look like a BMW R75 is renowned amongst Triumph fans and led the way for some great marketing currency for the Triumph sales team from that point onwards. If you haven't seen the clip where Guy Martin recreates the jump, I highly recommend it, and I'll leave it in the notes below. Terminator II from 1991. I think the most impactful film for me growing up watching motorbikes was Arnie straddling the Harley Fat Boy and taking his boots, his blazer and his motorbike, I think, and him flying down the LA River Viaduct, helping John O'Connor escape the menacing T-1000 Terminator. I see a few of these around. I was lucky enough to see one on the Marley Rally as well and have a little bit of a go on that. It's a really comfortable bike, and the guy who rode it, I'll leave a link to that review for a 2-minute owner review, said it was brilliant throughout the whole time that he rode it on the 2,000-mile journey. And number one at the list by the IMDB score and the Rotten Tomatoes score is The Dark Knight from 2008. So when you think Christian Bale's Batman is finally done, his car magically transforms and escapes into a badass motorbike that evacuates from the car shell with accompanying moody music to hunt down the Joker. Potentially the coolest outfit for any rider, although I can imagine the cape getting caught in my SCR 950. So there you have it. There's my top 10 favourites to watch this Christmas. Some, yeah, they're not Christmas films really, but a good time to watch different types of films, and hopefully you convince your family to put one of these on so you get a little bit of motorbike action during this time. So stay safe, have a great Christmas, and I will see you in the next video.